So hello Aborigines and Lebanese Orthodox. I told you I'd tell you the story of me killing the tree, making a video about it, and then posting it on YouTube, which was the premise for me getting arrested, charged, and convicted of malicious damage. You've seen the video. If you haven't, it's called I Got Arrested for Posting This. And it's a true story. I made that video and then I put it on YouTube, and shortly after that, well, 5 months after that, I got a little visit from the police. They said they were going to charge me with malicious damage because I'd allegedly killed a tree, and would I like to come down and make a statement? I said, well, no, I wouldn't like to come down and make a statement because I've been arrested probably about 15 times. And I've been to court about 12 times, and I know that every time you speak to the police, they write out a fact sheet and kind of use a few quotes of what you said to twist it around and make you seem like the biggest criminal possible. And I wasn't really keen on doing that again, so I said, look, if you have evidence of me, maliciously damaging anything, we can sort it out in court rather than down the police station and me going to court anyway. Like, the police station was an unnecessary stop that I shouldn't and didn't have to make. So I didn't go, and then I got a court order a couple of weeks later, and I got about 5 over the course of 3 weeks. They just kept dropping off. They would bloody bang on my door when I wasn't here. Lucky I work such long hours, because they'd rock up at fucking 10 o'clock at night with torches and be shining through my house. And I live with like about 5 other people. Like, I've got my own place here, but part of a building where there's about 5 other people, and they kind of got the shits, and the landlord got the shits. And eventually I went up to the cop shop and said, look, alright, give me the fact sheet so that we can sort this out. Anyway, they gave it to me, and I went to court. I got it adjourned. Then I had to end up representing myself, and I showed a lot of remorse because I'm a good citizen. And I think the magistrate appreciated that, and so he was pretty lenient on me. He gave me like $2 grand worth of fines. I got off really easy, actually. Legal Aid, when they read the document, the fact sheet, she looked at me like I was crazy and said, look, we might have to deal with this under the Mental Health Act because it was so premeditated, and then you kind of just threw it back in everyone's face by posting it on YouTube like you showed, no remorse, nothing. Which is kind of true, but what the judge had to take into account was that I was on a lot of prescription drugs at the time. Like, I was taking 8 Xanax a day and 5 Valium, and that was prescribed to me, like, per day. And on top of that, I was drinking, so, you can imagine things got messy. And so anyway, I went to court, got that sorted, and yeah, now here I am, $2,000 poorer. $2,000 that I'm never going to pay because I already owe 40 grand in debt, and I think I'm going to go bankrupt. But yeah, so that's the story behind it, pretty much in a nutshell. I did a crime, I posted it on YouTube, and I was punished for it. So, you need to watch out about posting evidence of your crimes on YouTube. Let me see if I can find the fact sheet and read you some entertaining quotes. In fact, rather than a quote, why don't I just read you the whole thing? If you want to settle down and listen for about 3 minutes, here it is. The defendant is currently employed as a producer for Unseen TV, an independent television programming company. He is tenant of the above address. The victim, who has been owner and resident of Unit 1 of 17 Waiwera Street, McMahon's Point, since October 1995. The victim resides at that address alone, and the property is frequently left unattended during normal business hours while the victim is at work. The victim's property includes a private yard which can only be accessed from the unit's rear patio or via a locked gate. Located within that yard is a native Pizzoporum undulantum tree, approximately 5 meters tall, with a canopy spread of 3 meters. Not anymore. Which remained intact and healthy until about July of this year. The defendant has resided at McMahon's Point since May 2007. The defendant's backyard is located diagonally opposite the victim's backyard. On or about 25th of June 2007, the defendant has climbed over the fence at the rear of his residence into his neighbour's yard. He has then climbed onto and reached over the fence into the victim's yard to unlock the gate into the victim's backyard and gained access to the victim's backyard and rear patio area through the locked gate. The defendant has then sat on the victim's rear patio while he mixed a combination of liquids, they repeat themselves here, including Zero Weed Killer, Mobil Oil, and motor fuel in a green bucket. The defendant has used a bush saw to saw at the branches of the tree and then swung a garden shovel at the tree several times, hacking into the tree trunk. Powerful language. The defendant has driven the tip of the shovel into the ground at the roots of the tree with such force that the wooden shaft of the shovel has broken into two. The defendant has then poured the liquid contents of the bucket over the branches, roots, and trunk of the tree. The defendant has also used the bush saw to saw at the tree branches again. Finally, the defendant has used a handheld power drill to drill holes into the trunk of the tree. The defendant then climbed back over the fence and into his neighbour's yard and back into his yard. On or about the 26th of June 2007, the defendant has again climbed over the fences into the victim's backyard. He has collected the empty Zero Weed Killer container, the broken garden shovel, the empty motor oil and fuel containers, and returned these items to the yard of his residence in order to wipe any fingerprints off them. The victim was away from her property, and the property was unoccupied between the 22nd and 27th of July. When the victim returned home on 27 July, she entered her rear yard and saw 16 copper nails hammered deeply into the trunk of the above tree, so that only the heads of the nails were visible. The victim also noticed another large tree in a pot had been moved to the opposite side of the yard and the roots had been severed. On 1 August, the victim was talking to her neighbour about the damage to her tree. The neighbour told the victim she should have a look at the website at the internet address youtube.com and view the movie clips posted by username Sicknick69. The victim viewed the above movie clips and contacted police. On 10 August 2007, the victim attended North Sydney Police Station and told police she had accessed the youtube.com website and viewed movie files posted by Sicknick69 titled Tree Massacre and Disposing of the Evidence. The victim told police that in these clips she saw a man climb over fences into a yard that she recognised to be her rear yard at 1/17 Waiwera Street, McMahon's Point. The victim told police that she saw the man sitting on an outdoor furniture on her patio, both of which she recognised to be her property. The victim told police that in the movie clip she saw the same man damaging a tree which she recognised to be a tree in her backyard by using a saw, a shovel, a nail gun and a bucket of liquid. The victim told police that she recognised the man to be her neighbour from King George's Road, Nick Hill, the defendant. The victim told police that she did not give the defendant permission to enter the property at any time. Police accessed the youtube.com website and viewed several movie files posted under the username of Sicknick69, including Neighbourly Etiquette and Revenge, Episode 1, added 31 May 2007, My Neighbour is Possessed, added 7 June 2007, A Time to Kill, added 22nd June 2007, and Tree Massacre, added 25th of June 2007, and Disposing of the Evidence, added 19th of July 2007. The movie titled A Time to Kill shows the defendant discussing his desire for the tree in his neighbour's yard to die so that he could see the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge from his residence. The same movie shows the defendant stating, "This tree that I'm about to kill, I'm going to pour zero over my neighbour's roots, which I've already severed, to poison the bitch's tree." I don't think that's accurate. As a result of the defendant's actions, the victim feels insecure in her own property and avoids going into the rear yard or patio of her property as she fears she is being watched. The victim also avoids coming home late at night, and she has stayed at her friend's house on occasions to avoid coming into contact with the defendant. On 9 September 2007, police attended my address, McMahon's Point, and spoke to the defendant, who identified himself to be Nick Hill. Police recognised the defendant to be the man in the tree massacre and disposing of the evidence movie clips viewed on the YouTube.com website. The defendant declined the opportunity to be interviewed regarding the matter now before the court. And just so you know the difference that it has made, let me just show you the view now. So there we have it. Did I do the wrong thing? Let me know your thoughts.